Hi, I'm Patty O'Connor of Little Feet Community. One of the questions parents often ask is, what is early intervention, and how does a parent go about exploring it for their child? Here is a quick explanation of how the process works in New York State. If you are in another state, the process is likely similar, even if the names they use for their services are different. First, I'd like to explain why a teacher or parent may begin to wonder if intervention is a good fit for a child. In the first 5 years of life, there are so many areas of a child's development that are growing and changing every single day. Naturally, there will be some areas that seem to enjoy a growth spurt, and there may be other areas that develop more slowly. Once a child turns 3, areas that are developing more slowly may slow even further due to the tendency kids have to avoid things that begin to feel uncomfortable and challenging. Let's face it, many of us adults do that too. But for a child, this can actually hamper their development. For example, if a child is experiencing some fatigue in their shoulders, they may tire quickly when practicing to throw. So they may begin to decline invitations to play ball games. So rather than practicing, gaining confidence, and strengthening that set of muscles, they may begin to feel that they are no good at throwing and shy away from that area of physical exercise altogether. So, by understanding that all children have areas of strengths and areas of challenge, we can begin to look more practically at what a child really needs to feel confident and capable as they develop. As a teacher, there are several things that I love about early intervention programs. First, it is an opportunity for a parent to have their child's growth evaluated by trained therapists. These written evaluations always lead to helpful insights into ways that a child is learning and developing. And the kids tend to enjoy the evaluation. It's all done through play. Second, I love that if it is determined that a child would benefit from one-on-one therapeutic support, this means a therapist working solely with your child rather than in a group setting, the child's therapeutic support is free of charge to the family. This service is provided by the government because decades of research has proven that early intervention benefits a child's overall growth and increases their ability to navigate school successfully. Last, I love that agencies and school districts have worked hard to be sensitive to parents' reluctance to label their children as in need of help. While sad, in the past, there could be a lot of unkind judgment placed upon people who received therapies. So much so that those kids who are now parents themselves feel uncomfortable setting their children down a similar path. But let me tell you, my experience is that times have definitely changed. Therapy is more mainstream, and the benefits are more widely understood. And most school districts offer the parent the option of closing a child's history file prior to their entering kindergarten. This means that if for some reason you don't want your child's evaluation reports to be seen by their school teachers, you could control that. So let me walk you through the process so perhaps you'll feel like you know what to expect if you choose this for your child. The first step you take will depend on the age of your child. In New York State, a child up to the age of 3 goes for an evaluation through the Early Intervention Program, or EIP. This would entail you calling the agency yourself or speaking to your child's pediatrician and asking for a referral to the agency. For children older than 3, their evaluation will be arranged through the local school district. Even if you don't plan to live in that district by the time your child begins school, their evaluation and the cost for therapy will be handled by the school district you currently live in. So you will call the local school district and tell them that you are seeking a referral for an evaluation for your child. The next step will be to make an appointment for your child to be evaluated. The school district or the early intervention program will let you know what locations are available to you for scheduling an evaluation appointment. Remember now, to the child, the evaluation appointment will feel like playing a variety of games. The evaluation that will take place will be a whole child evaluation, meaning that they will make note of all areas of your child's development. We recommend you make sure that this is the case when you make the appointment. This is in your child's best interest. Let's say, for example, that you are concerned about your child's speech development. On the day of the evaluation, perhaps a therapist also picks up on a difficulty your child is having climbing stairs. This is something you may not have even noticed. But now, if the delay is perceived to be significant enough, your child will qualify for some therapeutic guidance as they work to achieve more comfort with that skill of climbing stairs. Let's take a moment here to discuss a few points that I find some parents feel particular discomfort with: the term delay and the other formal terminology used on written evaluations. Look, we all want our kids to excel, but it's unrealistic to expect them to excel at all areas of their growth all at the same time. As a child is being evaluated, their therapist will gauge if their current skill level is average for their age, exceeds their age, or is lagging a bit for their age. If it is lagging a bit, this is called a delay. And in the evaluation world, if you want those therapeutic services for your child, you want the evaluation to record a delay. No delay, no services. As for the other terminology, some of the words they use for areas of growth can be hard for parents to hear. For example, an evaluation might say your child has a learning disability. Learning disabilities? It can sound shocking. But remember, it absolutely does not reflect upon how capable your child is or suggest a limit on what your child can achieve. It's just a term. What that term would mean is that they found one or more area where your child is either feeling significantly challenged or is experiencing their development in a way that varies from what is considered typical. So, for example, a child with dyslexia, a child with sensory sensitivities, a child with auditory processing challenges. They may all be recorded on early evaluations as learning disabilities. And frankly, the words don't matter. What does matter is that something is going on for that child that to them feels perfectly normal, but is making them feel unsuccessful. Regardless of what grown-ups decide to call it, we have the ability to get the child some quality therapeutic time so they can begin to understand how their body works and how they can achieve their goals. Why shouldn't we want that for our kids? Okay, so back to the process. Once the evaluation takes place and the report is written, you will receive a copy. That report is likely to have some items in it that are hard to interpret. Don't worry, someone will be going over it with you. You will be invited to a meeting at which the report will be reviewed, and you will be notified of whether or not your child qualifies for therapeutic assistance. If, for example, the evaluation found that your child has a speech delay, however, it is a mild delay, and the areas of speech that are delayed are areas that children typically outgrow on their own, the agency will not approve therapy. If, however, your child is found to have a significant enough delay that they would benefit from an intervention, you will be referred to the next step. This step can look different depending on where you are located and whether it is for early intervention or preschool intervention. But what typically happens is that someone will be assigned to help coordinate therapies for your child. If your child is in daycare, those therapists can visit your child there. If you prefer the sessions take place in your home, you can coordinate that option as well. The therapist will be like a teacher whose sole interest is helping your child to gain skill and confidence. My experience is that in a classroom setting, The therapists blend into the classroom well, and there is little or no awareness from the classmates that one child is receiving therapy. Every few months, there will be a meeting at which the therapist will offer a report on progress, and then it will be decided if more services are offered or if the delay has resolved. As mentioned earlier, for families who may feel uncomfortable about this therapeutic history being a part of their child's paperwork for kindergarten, the parents do have the option of ceasing services and closing the file in the spring prior to their child's kindergarten year. Well, I sincerely hope this explanation helps you feel more comfortable with the process of childhood intervention. In my years teaching, I saw countless cases of children gaining confidence and feeling more excited to try new things after participating in therapy sessions. We are fortunate to have this service provided free of charge, and I encourage you to explore the option if you ever feel uncertain of your child's progress. Our wonderful producer of our Little Feet Community podcast had a speech delay as a young child and is now enjoying a successful career in communications. How about that for a success story? Thank you for joining me. I'm Patty O'Connor with Little Feet Community.